Hey, this is Irvin Griffin, and Prince Gbo sent me a link to this story that apparently came out sometime yesterday and from ifrsolutions.com, and all I got to say is future, future, future. How petty is thee? Apparently, he had something to say about Russell Wilson's announcement of being the highest paid player in the NFL, in which, in a social media video, him and Ciara both celebrated, assumedly in bed, when the announcement was made. Well, Future, instead of just saying, hey, I wish the best for him, wish the best for Ciara, who is the mother of one of his sons, wish the best for Russell Wilson, he has to be petty Betty. Check out this quote that I'm going to read right now. I'm not impressed with Russell Wilson or his contract. Who cares? And to be honest, he's not the best quarterback in the world. He's not Tom Brady. He ain't even Matt Ryan. He's just a lame that lucked up. I'm not one bit impressed with him. Why is he even trending? I've already made way more money on shows than Russell Wilson will ever make with his little contract. That's what needs to be trending. If I could double his 4-year contract in 1 year, if I wanted to, without even trapping. You just heard that from Future, just basically trying to flex, and just sounded like a hater. In other words, he's being petty. And in other words, he's trying to sound like Nature Boy Ric Flair back in the day in 1992 with this famous line from his feud with the late Macho Man Randy Savage about the equally late Miss Elizabeth.
Remember, she was mine, pal, before she was yours.
To me, that's what he's sounding like. Here's the bottom line. Bottom line is, yeah, Future, you may have had Ciara first, but Russell Wilson has had Ciara best. Yeah, let me explain what I mean. Everybody talks about, oh, she was a gold digger, she was a hoe, and this and that. In Hollywood, in comparison to a lot of women in Hollywood, Ciara's list is actually very low. And she only got pregnant one time prior to Russell Wilson. Also, they've made it work. Not only are they taking care of the child that she had with Future, they also have their own daughter. And they're talking about having more kids. In other words, Future, Russell Wilson is being the man you were afraid to be. Because why should I glorify a rapper, granted a successful rapper and a music artist, but has 6 kids all out of wedlock and ain't taking care of any of them? Why should I respect a man who, quite frankly, should be banned from any future nana? Why should I respect a man who ain't even got the discipline and the decency to wear a condom, use some birth control, or just pull out? Something. And why should I respect the man talking about, oh, I've already made more money than Russell Wilson? Why did you even need to say that? Why are you trying to flex? Why are you trying to floss like that? You look stupid. You look dumb. Basically, your only concern is that, Russell Wilson and Ciara ain't abusing your son. Russell Wilson ain't trying to do the freaky to your son. As long as your son is taken care of in that relationship, you shouldn't care. In other words, if it has nothing to do with the kid you had with Ciara, you shouldn't care about what they on. And if the press asks you, the politically correct answer says, hey, I wish them the best. And keep it moving. But no, you got to flex about how much you got. When reality, probably nobody cares. You ain't even popping like that. Meanwhile, Russell Wilson, I mean, me and a friend of mine will agree to disagree whether he's a simp or not. But one thing about it, he being a man, he taking care of his. He taking care of Sierra. He taking care of those 2 kids. And he's successful. You are barely mentioned these days, Future. In fact, the last time I heard you mention, you try to compare yourself to Nipsey, and you got raked over the coals for that. So if I was you, I would worry about putting my house in order instead of worrying about what another man is getting. And if you are asked about it, just be mum about it. But no, you got to flex. Well, that's the sign of an insecure man, in my opinion. That's really all I got to say on this. I'm out. Hey, one other thing before I leave. I should say that is an unconfirmed quote from Future. Just covering myself. It's alleged, but given Future's history with Sierra and Russell Wilson, I would not be shocked if he said that. What is confirmed, however, is that people who were already going in on the man about his comments comparing himself to Nipsey Hussle are also going in on him on this on Twitter. And unbelievable. Unbelievable how hard he is getting clowned on that. You know what, but though, the situation kind of reminds me of, if you've ever seen the series version of Are We There Yet? The late Charlie Murphy played the actual birth father of Suzanne Kingston Perkins' children, Kevin and Lindsay. Of course, the mom was played by Essence Atkins of Half and Half fame. And of course, the new husband was played by Terry Crews. And he would always be constantly needling and clowning Terry Crews, going in on him, about how built he is and everything. So this is what this whole thing with Future is reminding me a lot of. It reminds me a lot of that. It reminds me a lot of that, too, because there's still guys that want to go in on Sierra talking about she a gold digger and this, that, act like she doesn't deserve what she got. Now, if she was really like that, we would have already heard stories about her being stepping out and everything on Russell Wilson by now, but we haven't. So, once again, Russell Wilson, hey, this is proving more and more she made the right choice. Can't hate on that. She upgraded for herself and for her son. And now, Russell Wilson and Sierra, like I said earlier, have their own child together, and they might have more children in the future. And speaking of Future, he's still single, alone, and chooses to be alone, which is his right. However, he's still not being responsible. And what I said earlier, I meant some dudes should just be banned from having Nuki. And now I'm out for real.